You know, there's nothing like cracking that cellophane and pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. The Bodfather.
Man, this stuff rocks.
Hey, this is Jay from Rottennesss, and we're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Hour, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, aka the Bodfather, and as always, I bring you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it's a huge honor and privilege to welcome guitarist Jaleel Castillo and vocalist Matti of Rottennesss. And they have released their third album and first major release entitled Violentopía via Selfmadegod Records. Also, check out their singles, and I hope I pronounce this right, Gringo Side, is that correct? Gringo Side, and then the Napalm Meth and Bitch Made It Birth. Saw that a while ago. So,
A huevo cabrón.
Jay and Matt, how you doing, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. And there's our
Thank you.
mascot right there.
Awesome that we're here.
Pinche gato. I'm good, man. Sorry about my fucking cat.
It's okay.
It's all right, man.
We love animals.
Right.
That's why I love my vocalist too.
There you go.
There's our mascot right there. And it's like, nope, I'm gone. I'm on TV. I'm gone. How excited are you guys to have this third album and first major release entitled Violentopía, and the first Mexican death metal bands to release blast beats, or to use blast beats, I should say, in your music? How excited are you guys to get this out finally?
No, we're so happy. We're glad that finally, after all these years, we could make new stuff with the new band members, with Matt and all of those guys, and we're so happy. We're glad about this new album coming out. And I'm not sure that we are the first Mexican band doing blast beats, but there was a few ones before, like the Gods and Arcus or Disgorge from Querétaro. But I think from the south of Mexico, yes, I think I can say that we were the first band doing blast beats. But yeah, I mean,
we're one of the first. Yeah, it's kind of it's hard to get the exact timeline down, but definitely one of the first Mexican bands, to use blast beats primarily in songs and shit.
Yeah.
I gotta know, Jay, there were some missing pieces of this band that was needed. After adding the new pieces, such as Matti here, what have they brought to this table for this band? Well, what was missing that they have added?
It's just the attitude, man. I love the new guys. Definitely, I love the new lineup because I think we're on the same path and the same level, and everybody's so cool, and everybody understand what's the direction of the band that's going on right now. And I know it's took so many years with different lineups and everything, but all the lineups were good. Everybody do their approach and their effort to do the band what we are right now. But on the last couple of years with this new lineup, it's awesome. I mean, it's just that everybody is on the same page of what we want to create and how we want to sound. So I'm so happy that happened during this time.
Yeah, definitely.
How was the chemistry with the band working on this album?
I mean, first of all, when we started to meet up, I know Matt for so many years, and as soon as I start to burp or just to fart and they say, okay, they're fine with that shit, with old stuff, they're fine to go, and they love grindcore shit. So yeah, we were in the same thing. We came out from the same underground stuff, and the circle of friends, kind of the same ones. And for the new ones too, as soon as we started to doing a couple of American tours or outside tours, everybody started to bond so much. So everybody have their own thing, and that's a great what happened for the band.
Yeah, we kind of like piecemeal. Like me and Jaleel did a lot of tours of Rottennesss in Mexico and Europe and South America. Just me and him, and then other guys. But then when we brought in Matt, the new drummer, he did a U.S. tour with us. And then we brought in Karl who is the bass player, other vocalist, and also just did a tour in Colombia on guitar with us just a few weeks ago. We went down to Colombia and played some shows. But yeah, man, it's been super cool. Like, kind of bringing in like this kind of new generation into the band, and yeah, it's been pretty sick.
So getting out on the road, guys, you said you just hit Colombia, like, a couple weeks ago. How was the fans' response, especially fans getting back out to shows? Has it been a lot different there than, say, here in the U.S.?
Yeah, we played a few shows last year with this lineup in the United States, and definitely you could feel that like post-COVID kind of like people are super excited to be back out at shows, and I think everyone appreciates music a lot more than maybe we did before COVID, because I used to take the shit for granted. Like, oh, I can see Cannibal Corpse next time they come through town or whatever. Like, they fucking play her 3 times, a year or some shit. Now it's like, oh shit, Cannibal Corpse. Like, you gotta definitely go. Yeah. So I think people appreciate music way more. And when we were just down in Bogota, Colombia, the show was like, it probably sold out around 400 people, and there's 500 fucking people there. Like, it was beyond sold out. Like, the venue had to like kick some people out of the balcony because it was about to collapse. Like, there's too many people on it, and it was wild, dude. Like, it was definitely a crazy experience, like seeing what a festival looks like after, not after COVID or whatever. Yeah, it was sick though.
And I've been telling people that, just because even a young band that you like, I don't care who it is. If it's a band you dig, I don't care if they say, well, they've been, like you said, they've been here 3 or 4 times, they'll be here more. No, go, because you don't know what tomorrow holds. It's like,
yeah,
basically.
Yeah, it's like Ozzy right now. I would love to see Ozzy if he ever comes back out, because I don't know if he's going to tour again or not after his surgery tomorrow. Who knows?
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
I will say, fucking the Black Dahlia murder was just here, last November or whatever.
Exactly.
And it was one of those things of like Matt and Karl from Rottennesss were in town for that show. And just one of those things of like, man, you never really know when it could be the last time you're going to see somebody. And, rest in peace, Trevor Strand,
You're
fucking,
correct.
Yeah. Great example of that. You never know. Life is short.
What led the track Gringo Side to be the first track released off this album, guys? What was it about that song that said that has to be the first one coming out for us?
When I heard that song, when that's a Karl song, and when he approached to say, hey, I got this track, maybe we can release it as Rottennesss. When I heard it and we started practicing, I said, like, dude, this has the sickest riff. It got the groove that I always love to hear in a brutal death band. And then when Nino came out with the lyrics, it's like, dude, this is fun groove. It's brutal. It's catchy. And we played like a couple of times live, and we saw the reaction of the people. And it's like, I mean, this has to be the first thing that we just showing up the people words, the direction of the band's going on. Yeah. And Nino did a great vocals on that shit. And plus he made it to do somebody guest solo, which the name is
Andy Nelson. He was in the band Abysmal Dawn for many years, and then also in Full Darkness is his other band, and super sick guy. And yeah, he did the solo on that song, and we only have a couple solos on the record, but I feel like that one, pretty sick.
Actually, this is the first time that the band has solo guitars.
Yeah,
we never do that. We never approach anything with the new music or the past music. I'm sorry, to say like, I'm not a good guitar player. It's like I don't gonna fuck with solos. But now that we're getting more people involved and everything, it's hey, and he said, dude, I got this guy who's gonna do this solo and blah blah blah. So at the beginning we were like adamant, like no, we don't need solos and this. And when Nino came in and put the example, like, hey, just listen the song, and we put the vocals, we put everything, and it's like, this is sick. So for me, it was the first time, because I don't do solos. I love, for example, Morbid Angel solos, Cannibal Corpse, but in our band, it's something that we never want to do. But Gringo Side with the solo and the vocals and the riff and the groove and the catchy song and everything, there was no sense that like, hey, this is gonna be the first single that we want to put on outside for the people, and plus the name, just Gringo Side. That's the fun part from coming from a Mexican band, kind of, you know.
So,
Yeah.
is this a direction that you want to see Rottennesss go in, to keep the guitar solos in, or this is just something on this one album, just a one-off, or can you see more experimental things going on down the line for this band?
Probably. We don't know. I mean, our guitar player Ray, he's a fucking shredder. So probably when we're gonna do the new stuff or whatever we're gonna do in the future, coming soon, if it really needs a solo or something like that, I mean, I don't mind, as long as it's a fun one to hear and everything. I don't want somebody just like jerking off and just for the sake of it, you know.
Yeah,
fuck that shit. But if the song do not need any solo, we're fine too. We just want to slam and do some heavy music.
Definitely.
Are these all brand new songs, or songs that didn't make a previous album or an EP from you guys, or are these songs that are just all out of the vault and done with?
Little bit of both. Most of the songs are new. We did re-record the song Alter Cabron. We had only released that song, like super grindcore version of it, on a cassette tape. Like we just made a cassette tape with like a few songs on it, and so that was on there. And so we re-recorded that one, and then also the song A Perpetual State of Destruction. That was on a album that we only really printed it in Europe. It was like a split CD with this Australian band called Deadroot. So nobody in the United States really heard that shit unless you saw us live or whatever. But so we re-recorded that one as well, and kind of both songs we kind of revamped the structure of it and changed it up. You know, added some riffs and shit. So they're not the exact same as the other versions of the song.
We don't have any extra songs, or we just do everything's new one. But now in the future, I think we're gonna do extra stuff that maybe we can do, like extra shit from other labels like Split City and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Any tracks that didn't make this album, guys, we could see on another album down the road, or EP from you guys, possibly, or no?
Nope. These are all, we recorded everything for this record, that we didn't leave anything off. The only thing we left off was a cover by Burnt by the Sun that had the old vocalist of Internal Bleeding. He did guest vocals for it, but we ended up scrapping that cover just because like we weren't all in the same room recording any of this shit together. We all did our parts separately. So we decided to do another cover. So maybe someday in the future, we'll just for fun do that cover and get his vocals back on there.
Yeah, we're gonna try Sinead O'Connor cover song.
Yeah, Sinead O'Connor. Then we got to do an Enya cover. That would be sick.
Tears for Fears too.
Oh Lord.
Oh yeah, dude, you're gonna hear that shit. It's gonna be hardcore, brutal, but you're gonna like it for sure.
All right.
Tears for Fears rips, dude.
All right. Any track standing out more to you than any right now on this album? I know these are your guys' babies, but any tracks that stand out for both of you, possibly?
I like all of them actually. I mean, today I was thinking actually that I mentioned it Gringo Side, I mentioned Alter Cabron and Napalm Meth, but actually I think the one that makes me more like I want to play it soon live again is Conquistadores.
Yeah, that one's fun.
Because Matt approached me to say that, hey, what about if I sing this song in Spanish? And I was like, fuck. I never thought of singing in Spanish. But then we are very huge fans of Brujeria. So the way that Brujeria come out with their songs with this kind of like a Spanglish thing and all bad words and everything singing wrong, didn't make sense. And then he approached it and said, hey, I'll give you free will and just do it for fun. And then when I heard the vocals and everything, it was so fun. It's like, dude, this is sick. Like maybe next album we should try another song in Spanish, because people will relate on that. He's doing a huge effort to announce the words and everything, but sometimes the word that it makes more for me is more like fuck yeah, like that's awesome. So probably I think
Spanglish.
Actually, yeah,
a little bit of Spanglish.
All the songs Conquistadores is like one of them, like damn, this is weird. This is cool.
Yeah, I like that one a lot too. For me, my favorite songs are Napalm Meth, just because it's like straight blast beats the whole time. Also has a solo from Brian Hopp from Cephalic Carnage that's just like total madness, like just tapping fucking insanity shit. But yeah, that's my favorite song on the record. But I also really like Muerte a los Conquistadores too, because yeah, just a fun song. And you know, I actually really like pretty much every song on the record. This is the first time I've ever put out an album where like I really feel like all the songs turned out very well. The recording turned out good, and I don't fucking hate it. Like usually by the time the album is actually out,
you don't want to listen to it again.
I'm already sick of it. Yeah,
yeah.
But
Like
this
I don't want to
album,
listen
I'm
to
actually
it,
like, dude, I'm pretty proud of it, like relatively speaking.
Was there a track, guys, that you were working on that totally ended up sounding different than it was intended to when it was first brought to the table for this album?
Yes, there's one. Bitch Made Bird. Rebirth? Bitch Made Bird?
Bitch Made at Birth, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. When there was one night we were drunk at Madhouse and suddenly we were just like everything was fine because we were just coming out with these fast songs. And I realized like, oh, you guys remember that Ditch of Flesh on the Path of Awakening? They had this very slow song. And we love Internal Bleeding. So it was like, dude, remember that Ditch of Flesh slow song? What happened if we just wore these fucking basketball hats and jerseys and everything, and we just came out with this crazy riff? And that's how this song came out. And so having that slow song at the beginning, which I just hated because it was like something different again. But then everybody started to put their own things on it, and we just heard finally how it sounds. Like, dude, this is a sick song too, because it's different. It's I thought it was gonna be the worst song on the album, and you know, sometimes you have like, why are we playing this shit in this sound? But everybody started singing and playing on it, and like, oh, okay, this is how it goes. And it grew up on the band, so now it's a good tune on the CD. But
the shit was like 3 riffs, and the song was like 6 minutes long, and then we went in and we cut like the main riff in half, and then kind of changed up the number of times that we play before going into the next riff. And yeah, like he said, it actually turned out really cool, the final version of it. Whereas if you were just listening to the scratch guitar of it originally, it was like, damn, man, it's like 5 minutes of just fucking 2 riffs or whatever. But yeah, it turned out pretty sick. It's also a Chris Barnes diss track.
Yeah.
Like Bitch Made at Birth, and the song's about Chris Barnes being a fucking bitch. But it's all in love. He's still fucking Chris Barnes, brother. Fucking hell yeah. He was in Cannibal Corpse, you know.
So the album also features guest performances from members of Pig Destroyer, Cephalic Carnage, and Isolation and Infamy. Let's talk about working with all these people on this album. Did you have specific songs that you wanted them to do, or they just picked their one that they wanted?
No, not really. Actually, no, it's just old friends, and we thought that, oh, maybe on this track this guy can help us, and we're a good friend with this one, and it sounds something similar that he can do something, blah blah. It was just like we're just trying to bring some friends and have fun in our album, stuff like that. Yeah, it was. I mean, it could be anybody else, because that's the thing that we have a good net with so many bands around Europe, United States, from Mexico, and it's just like probably next album we're not gonna put anybody on it, but you know, I don't know, maybe in the future.
Veremos.
Yeah, my ass is gonna be so itchy. It's like, hey, let's call this guy from this band, and maybe they scream or something. But yeah, we had so much fun working with them, and they had so much fun helping us. So we have a great time.
The shit with Blake, like Blake Harrison from Pig Destroyer, he made this like noise thing and sent it to us and kind of just said, do whatever you want with it. And so we kind of like, he sent that to us, and then we trimmed it and kind of like layered 2 parts of it together, and then trimmed it down to maybe like a minute. And then with the way that it kind of like rings out, we're like, dude, that would be a sick beginning of the record. Like, you know, just having that really weird kind of like noise, harsh noise thing, and then straight into the first song. And like, that's kind of, you know, we decided to start the record with the thing that he made for us.
Did the pandemic help the band take more time to be more creative on this album? And I hate that we had to go through this shit, but I mean, did it allow you guys to take more time on it to, make it more crisp than what you wanted to be?
Not on my side. Honestly, I had a great time just like being off of the band after all these years. And I know the other guys, they're always creative and they have the technology, they have this stuff, they have the equipment. I don't have anything here. Over here in Mexico, I'm just like, nah, fuck it, I'll just go to the beach and drink some beers and like stuff like that. So but and in a good sense, I mean, it helped me just to disappear for a couple of years without doing anything, because when we started the band way before Matt was in elementary school when we were doing Germany.
Literally.
So
literally.
So
I was like 7 years old.
yeah, I spent like 22 years on the road, stuff like that. So I was like kind of like burned it, and I'm like, this is a good thing. But then they were like doing all these things, and then on the bottom of my heart, I felt I was like, okay, the flame's right there and everything, but just take it easy during this pandemic. And that's what I was doing. But I'm glad that they're always kicking on my balls like, oh, dude, you should do this on the guitar. You should do this on this thing on the music. You should do this, that. We should do this, that. And then that's why I started traveling with them for staying for 6 months. And
right.
So we can just working out on the music, working out on the stuff on the band. And at the end, everything pays out. So because at the end, the music, the record that we came out, and the way that the band right now become more family that is right now, it's the best thing.
Yeah, basically, we didn't see, beginning of COVID for maybe, what was it, a year or something? We didn't see each other. I saw Matt and Karl like a couple times, but I didn't see Jaleel for maybe a year, a little bit more, year and a half. But then last year, he came up to live in the United States. He was living in North Dakota with Matt and Karl. And so when we had him record the guitar parts, he recorded right down here in my basement, in my little basement studio. And this is where we recorded the guitars and the vocals, just in my basement. So it was nice getting to have a break, like Jaleel said, but then also we recorded at least like half the record, me and Jaleel and Ray, just down here in my basement. So it worked out really good having that time and space to kind of like let everything fall into place instead of just recording everything in a really quick amount of time and kind of just like, okay, this is it. Now it's, it's already getting mixed and mastered and pressing the CDs. Like taking a couple years to actually finish the whole record was kind of a different thing. Like I've never done that before, but it was pretty sick. I like how it turned out.
I gotta be honest because we saw a very good friends, other bands too, like releasing albums during pandemic, and everything went down. And I was talking to some friends, and it's like, dude, we should not release that album at this time because we never knew. Nobody knew what was happening on the war. So a lot of good albums got lost on the way. And everybody wants to do shows, and you can't, and you can do a festival, just cancel it. So it's like, hey, just let's be patient and just go with the flow and see what time will come out and release the album when it really needs to be. And definitely, again, I'm so sad that so many good bands release albums that they got lost on the way because they're great bands. But now they're gonna do another album, so it's like, everybody should take like time off. But those bands, they live. That's the paycheck time and everything. So I totally understand. I need to put out something out there, but we just took our time, and I think it really helped.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was the album produced in-house, guys, or let's talk about that a little bit?
So we recorded everything ourselves. Like the drums were recorded in Fargo, the bass and vocals, Karl's vocals were recorded in Fargo, and then, like I said, we did I did all my vocals down here in my basement and both guitar tracks. And then we sent everything off to this guy, Rob Caldwell, who is a friend of mine. He's mixed and mastered records for Municipal Waste, Cannibal Corpse, Devourment, Goat Whore, bunch of sick bands, Cannabis Corpse as well. So we sent everything to him to mix, and he just made everything sound so much sicker. Like, he actually reamped a lot of the guitars and used one of the guitar plugins he used on the Cannibal Corpse record. He's
no.
like, he like sent us a thing like, hey, do you guys want us to use this guitar effect that we have for Cannibal Corpse? And we're like, yes, please use that.
Like, why not?
Yeah, and then we sent everything off to David Belia from Hour of Penance, and he did the final master. And yeah, we're really happy with how it turned out. Also, look at who I found. It's fucking Ray.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Hey, it's the Hobbit.
Say what's up. We're
How's it
doing
going,
a little
guys?
interview right now.
Hey, doing, Ray?
Dude.
Ray's here to
Thanks,
pick
Ray.
up his guitar head because he's selling it to somebody.
Yeah,
Right.
the broken one.
Yeah,
Oh, the broken one.
the broken one.
Yeah.
Actually, we recorded part of the album on it, but then we ended up reamping.
We blew it off.
Oh.
Yeah, we blew it. I fucking blew it. Too tough.
So the cover art was completed by Mark Cooper, who's worked with Master Malevolent, Creation, Rings of Saturn. How was working with him? Did he get exactly what you guys were looking for?
Yeah, dude. Shit turned out so crazy. I actually just printed this out, like these big flags of it. But yeah, dude, he's a fucking like super good artist. And this was the first time I've worked with him where we actually gave him an idea of what to like, because he paints all of this shit and like, you know, makes these huge canvases. And yeah, we kind of gave him this rough idea of what we wanted for the cover art. And then that's what he turned up with. And we're just like, dude, that looks sick as fuck.
Yeah, and just for the record, when Matt just sent us the first test of the album cover, and he got the fucking castle of Chichen Itza and all that stuff and the Mayan things ideas. He's like, yeah, fuck, this is sick. And then I remember it because a few months later on, maybe a year later, fucking Hypocrisy came out with this new album with the same castle on the cover. I was like, fuck, they're gonna mess with us. They're gonna say that, oh yeah, you're gonna copy of Hypocrisy. Like, no, just for the record, we came out before them. And actually our cover album looks sicker than them.
Jaleel's talking shit on Hypocrisy, man. This is getting spicy, dude.
No, they're good friends. They're good friends. I love them. But if I saw Peter again, I'd say, hey, you fuck us up.
Oh man, what do
This
you
is
vote?
spicy, dude. Spicy content.
I love them. They love me. So it's okay.
And maybe my views will go up. Yeah, come on, no.
We're starting beef with Chris Barnes, Hypocrisy.
No beef with Peter. Peter's cool. He's a good guy.
Oh, there's another mascot right there.
Yeah, Mr. Churro
Uh-oh.
is here.
He's like,
He's saying he has a grindcore band too. So
We're also,
he's like, don't ask me questions.
yeah.
yeah, I got my dog right here with me too.
Also,
She also
So this has turned into an animal fest too, which is awesome. That's
a little
great.
bit, yeah.
next
What do you hope everyone takes away while listening to this album or just any of your guys' music in general once they get their hands on it? What do you hope they get from it, guys?
First of all, I think what we always do is just doing this record for us. And as long as the band always enjoy our stuff, fine. But I mean, for fans and friends and people and families, like, hey, this is what we've been for so many years, just in a better production way, in a very tight and more having better musicians since they know the band when we were kids. So they're gonna say, oh, finally you guys can play a guitar now. You're on time. Yeah, that's perfect. No, I mean, we're just a death metal band and we love our heavy shit, and I hope we can have fun with the record. I mean, it's something that I never gonna give any excuse to anybody saying like, you should listen to this. You have to be the fan number one from us. Like, hey, this is what we do for so many years, for all the almost 10 years perhaps. And hey, just feel it. I mean, just enjoy the groove, enjoy the fun, head back, do a mosh pit, slam, stage diving. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do, crash your car, I don't know, beat your wife. No, that's the stuff. That's stuff, right? In the States. Because in Mexico, you can beat your wife, not in United States. That's
Jaleel, you're my wife. And yeah.
But I beat you. That's different. The wife beat the husband.
I heard somebody say once that you make music, or you write the music for yourself and then you play it for other people. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we write the songs because we think it sounds cool. And then when we go play it live, then hopefully the people that we're playing for enjoy the music,
I got to know, because you guys have a lot of music when you were young growing up, and I know you still have a lot of music that you guys listen to, but do you still have that go-to album or a song that you find yourself going back to and listening to from time to time? I know you've got one that you just cannot kick out, or maybe several.
I mean, I'm gonna give you a good example. We did this tour in 2005. We did the first Mexican tour for Punch and Stench, and it was a 3-week tour. And the first week, we were driving on the van, and we were just blasting all the fucking death metal that we knew. We were young. And then one day the drummer says, Alex Wang, and thanks for him, say, dude, there's gonna be a new rule for the next couple of weeks. Like what? Like, we're gonna play any fucking metal.
No metal in the van.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was like, he was the first person, the old guy, and coming out from Punch and Stench from me was like, what are you talking about? Like, dude, you're playing death metal every fucking show for 30 minutes or for 45 minutes, whatever. The listing that you want to hear, or I want to hear, is fucking death metal. So then he's like, let's put the radio, let's put this kind of stuff and everything. And then everything that come out from our roots when we were kids, when we were young, they come out and like, oh, okay, fuck, let's listen 70s, 80s, 90s stuff and everything. But for answering your question, for me, for example, I can be listening all day fucking Kiss or Van Halen or
what album, Julio? That's what he was asking. What one album?
But I always get in trouble with my girlfriend when she always asks me, name one fucking song that you want to listen the whole rest of your life. Like, no, I can't. I love the band Kiss, and I can listen all the fucking song of Kiss.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna tell you fucking God of Thunder or I Was Made Love and You or whatever, Detroit Rock City. It's like, it's difficult. I mean, I love Suffocation. I cannot listen one song of Suffocation. I love Pig Destroyer, but I love Queen, or I love fucking, I don't know, Molotov. So
my answer would be like With Sympathy by Ministry, or like just fucking Pierce from Within or whatever. But no, I don't know. I got this. I'm the same as Jaleel. I don't really have like one record. Like I could say Lucid Interval, Cephalic Carnage, like
there you go,
or
Cephalic.
Xenasapien. I mean, I'll never ever get sick of that record, and that's pretty much one of my favorite albums of all time. But it's really hard to pick just like one,
Sure, yeah. Folks, you want to go out and pick up Rottennesss, their third album, I should say. First major release entitled Violentopía via Selfmadegod Records. Check that out. Check out their other singles, all their stuff that they have. Guys, how can folks stay in touch with you, buy some merchandise, this album, tour dates when you guys go back on tour, all this stuff, Rottennesss? How can they do that?
Facebook.com/Rottennesss. On Instagram, we're Rottennesss MX, as in Mexico. And we're going to be, all the shit will be on Spotify and Apple and all that within the next like week or so. So pretty soon here. And then you can purchase the album on Bandcamp or the Selfmadegod website. It's just Selfmadegod, all one word, selfmadegod.com. And yeah, we're all out there, and hopefully we'll be touring again soon and see all you cool motherfuckers.
Before I let you guys go, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Hey, this is Jay from Rottennesss, and we're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour. Get out and check out our Facebook page. And there's a podcast link and our YouTube link, and please subscribe to the YouTube link because we have a lot of stuff that's coming up for you guys and gals out there. And please get out and check out Rottennesss. Pick up all their stuff. This third album, you will not be disappointed. Also, please, I am affiliated with several things out here, so I'm going to just drop it right now for Metal Inc. I'm affiliated with Metal Inc. Also, I'm affiliated with Forma Obscura, which is a review It's an online magazine that you guys can get out there and check out with obscure art, review on albums, things like that. And also Diary of the Madman, the ultimate Ozzy Osbourne podcast with Dan and Josh. You definitely want to check that out. So folks, please, like I said, check out Rottennesss, check out our Facebook page, has our podcast link and our YouTube link, and please don't forget to subscribe to us. So Jay and Matt, I appreciate you guys for doing this interview, and wish you guys nothing but the best of luck.
Hell yeah, brother. Talk to you soon, man. Hit me up about the conspiracy podcast sometime. I'm down.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.